Good morning, my fellas. So today I'm going to Denmark for the first time, and I'm going for my solo trip to Aarhus for a weekend because I should have met a friend, but he couldn't come at the last minute. So this is another solo trip with me, and we're going to thrift this morning. So I was hella hungry because I took the Flixbus at 4 in the morning, guys. So I was a little bit tired and hungry at the same time. So I was planning on which thrift stores to go to in the area. And I took these two muffins at the espresso house that were so delicious with caramel and chocolate. I was just walking through the city and waiting for the thrift stores to open at 11 a.m. So I went first to this thrift store that was open from 10:30 a.m. So I wasn't searching for anything in particular, and also had to be careful with my budget because the currency is different in Denmark, so I had to always be careful about that. I can always be 100% sure to find a good tie to thrift. Unluckily, it was mostly women's wear, like I didn't find any men's clothing, so I was just seeing what the thrift store had to offer. The ad section was actually good, but the problem is that my ad is humongous and enormous, so big that, yeah, most of the ads couldn't fit me. I was hoping to find an handy camera, but I couldn't find it. But those cameras were pretty good and cheap. Also, I wanted to check the sunglasses section, but I couldn't find a right pair of sunglasses. Like, I could find a pair for my sister, but they were a little bit expensive in my opinion, so I didn't take them. Let's check the print section. The prints were really good, but the problem is that they were a little bit expensive in my opinion, and I wanted also to search some patches because I want to use them for a future DIY project that you will see very, very soon. One of the staples of my childhood. So the result was not that great, like I found two ties, but let's check another thrift store. So this thrift store had more basic options, so there was nothing that was screaming jam. So yeah, it took nada. Then I went to the next thrift store that was on the other side of the street. And in these thrift stores, yes, I found some clothing that was really good. The problem was the sizing because I have a bigger size. So, like, I tried a suit, but it couldn't fit me. The ties were okay, but I have something similar already at home.
As time goes by.
Yeah, your dude with the fit of the day. And after I went to the lower section of the thrift store where there are all the CDs, DVDs, books, cassettes, vinyls, and it was crazy, guys. The selection was so big. So your dude was so tired and the bag was so heavy, my backpack. So I was just catching a break, going to the center, visiting some other stores, and checking for a place where to eat because I was so hungry. So I went for this spot where they sell fries and sandwiches. And finally, your dude went to the hostel at 3 o'clock, and after you went out again, I went out again. But it was already getting dark, so I was wondering what I could do during this evening, and so I decided to go to the cinema alone. Yeah, I know that it can be weird, but I don't care. I just wanted to chill and have some good time. This is approved. So today I went to some thrift stores in Aarhus. I didn't went to all the thrift stores that I really wanted to go because they were a little bit far from like one another. They were a little bit far from one another. Sorry, it's night, so I can talk properly, and because it was a long day. And yeah, after that, I visited the city. I went to Shawarma King to take my lunch. Then I checked in this hostel. And then I went out. Then I visited the city again. And then I was searching for something to do during this evening because I was alone and my friend couldn't come. So this weekend I will be all alone as usual. It's not new for me, so I'm pretty used to it. And so I decided to go to the cinema alone to watch Outer 2. It was really long and a bit boring in my opinion, but the plot was nice. And apart from that, yeah, now I'm taking this last year. I took from 7-Eleven that is near this hostel. And yeah, now we'll chill a bit, watch some videos, and I will see you tomorrow morning, guys. Rise and shine. So yeah, your dude just woke up and my alarm was for 20 minutes past 8 and I was ready for another day in Aarhus and take my breakfast and think about what I'm going to do on this last day. My idea was of going to the flower market, but there was no flower market on that Sunday, so I decided to go to the Modern Art Museum in Aarhus, and I must say it is so cool. So this was the installation art. It was on the ground floor, and I loved it because it was very interactive. But you can draw too. So after I went to the third and fourth floor, there were different exhibitions with different paintings from the modern contemporary era. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you about the cinema yesterday. So I went to watch Avatar 2 The Way of Water. Actually, I was conflicted between Babylon and Avatar 2, but I went for Avatar 2. And let me tell you, without any spoilers, like the plot, it was nice, but the film, it got really boring because it was 3 hours and 14 minutes, and already at 2 hours, fell I was sleeping on the I was sleeping in the cinema, and I was figuring out when is this going to end. But yeah, I was conflicted about it. This giant boy was really realistic, so compliments to the artist. The coolest thing about this museum is that you can go to the rooftop of the museum because there is this rainbow walk where you can see the view of Aarhus from up, and it is really cool because it changes colors when you walk, and there are all the colors of the rainbow basically, and it was so lit. And also take pictures because you can take it with different color filters, and the effect is really fire. This was my fit for the day, and I used the tie that I thrifted here in Aarhus. So I don't know with which miracle the phone didn't fall down and crash in the street, because it was really windy and the god of wind was in action on that on this day. I stayed at the museum for 5 hours, guys, and it was really late because I wanted to go to the villa, but I couldn't, so I just went to the city and ate at this Indian restaurant. And after that, I took my bus and the trip was over. So hope you enjoyed this vlog about my weekend in Aarhus. I really had a lot of fun. And next time, I would like to go to some flower markets in Denmark and also to some other thrift stores. So stay tuned and I will see you on my next video.